Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know, like a motherfucking smack addict, right? And as you can tell by today's thumbnail, what do you do when you get out of the pinta? When you get out of prison, Juvenile Hall, placement, California Youth Authority, prison, what do you do? Well, it's all up to you, right? See, at one point in time, I got out of most of those places. And my thinking, my mentality, the way I was doing it, see, I was in a menudo style in a direct fashion. I already had my mind made up. But as you grow older, you become colder and bolder and then wiser, right? It's at different stages in life that you have to adhere to, right? And I myself went through all of them. So what I wanted to talk about today was what you do when you get out. You know, and I remember getting out of Juvenile Hall, the very first time I went to Juvenile Hall, and I thought it was fun. So I was scared. I thought it was menudo, right? I thought it was all good. I thought I was somebody. I achieved. I finally made it. I went to Juvenile Hall for the first time. So let's get no, hey, ain't no stopping us, no stopping. Wasn't no one going to tell me nothing, right? I done made it, homie. I went to the hall. I was in there with a few homeboys getting klechad up. Didn't even know how to spell it. Still don't. But was doing my thing, right? And of course, that was nothing. That was kiddie stuff, literally, right? Got out, proceeded to get right back in the mix, get involved in all kinds of frivolous activities, man. I mean, I was out there doing a lot of stupid stuff that kids do, and eventually started to act older than I really was and caught a case, right? Caught a 187. Now, quickly, I elevated my status from going to Juvenile Hall, getting out and making the wrong moves, to going to the California Youth Authority and going through all the hardships that entailed, right? Which was a lot. And I became colder, you know. I did all that by myself, you know. So I did the time because I did the crime, right? And as I became older and a little bit more educated into the wigglization that I was involved in, my mind was made up. It was set in stone. You know, I was going to get out and proceed to the next level of gangbanging, because that's what I was. That's what my life was all about, you know, gangbanging. So my mentality still wasn't there on trying to go out there and get money, trying to go out there and get chicks. You know, of course, all that would come in the lifestyle. But what I wanted to do myself personally was go out there and get my bang on, man. Show the homies that I was more than they even heard I was, right? So I was getting, my name was established, but I was trying to go to the next level with it. So as upon getting out from the youth authority, my mind was also made up. I was going to let my Mongolian whip back and forth, right? And I was going to go on some tongue post shit and go kick some fucking doors in and handle my business and do everything that I ever said I was going to. See, my big fucking mouth always gets me caught up, right? It gets me caught up in the situation where, hey, Sasuke, I'll do it. I volunteer. Fuck that. I'll handle it, right? And that's what I proceeded to do. Of course, I wasn't wise yet. You know, I was stalled in my thinking. My mind I had tunnel vision, right, Sasuke? I only seen what was in front of me and never paid attention to what was going on around me. Of course, now I go to prison. I get caught up. I'm acting like a baboso. I'm out there wiggling, just doing a little too much, right? But I'm getting older in years, right? But not older in the mente. So now I go to prison where the big boys play. And now there comes a time in every man's life where he needs to make decisions, okay? Decisions are put on your plato. Sasuke, you want a tortilla with that? Yeah, Mexican. Of course I want one, right? This is how it is, man. It's dished up to you, and whether you eat it and proceed is up to you. But I said, you know what, Sasuke? This first plato, I'm going to eat it while it's hot. I ate that shit all up. I got educated in my mind. My first term, I thought I was all good, bro. Couldn't no one tell me nothing. I got out, and now I'm looked at. The homies are looking at me like, Sasuke, hey, that's the homie. He's an OG. He just got out the pinta, right? And I liked the feeling. Of course, my mentality was still, I was involved in what was going on around me. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Just wasn't for me. Okay? But I didn't know this yet. So, of course, time goes on, and I proceed to go back to the Fusher, right? I go back to prison. And this time, I start to become a little bit more tired and a little more burdened. And you know what, Sasuke, this shit for the birds, Holmes. You know what I mean? And the homeboys are like, yeah, but you're a Huelga bird. Yeah, you're right, you know? And so the struggle was real, and I continued to struggle. But as I became older and the hairs on my motherfucking face started to gray up, and I started to lose my metabolism. What the could spell that? You know what I mean? Say that 5 times. And things started to change within my body and my life. I started to have children, so my children were out there without a father, and I just had more responsibilities to pay attention to. I started to slow down in my ways of wiggle. The ways I was thinking in the past when it was just me, when I was bolo solo like a cholo, right? And I still didn't make up my mind to take that next step into becoming a grown man on my own. I still was using the crutch of the homeboys around me, the mentality of what I was doing. I was righteously down for that cause, and I was going to continue like that. So, of course, I get out. So I try to make it work with the Jaina. I tried to do the familia thing, but it wasn't for me. That wasn't the familia I was really wanting to strive for, which I should have been, but it wasn't. And I continued to get caught up in situations. And so I go again. And, of course, I told the story. We all know how it ends up. Sasuke got put between a fucking mountain and a rock in a hard place. And Sasuke, let me in, right? I came through, menudo style. I get caught up in a bad situation. Sas. I fought my way out of it. Okay? So now I'm deemed. So now a Gunner, he's not functioning. He's not with us. He's against us. Sasuke, he violated the rules. Doesn't matter about all the work he put in. Doesn't matter about everything he's ever done. None of that counts anymore, Gun. Sorry. In fact, give me your fucking name. You're no longer Gun, right? Whatever. Okay? Now I wisened up. Not because I necessarily wanted to, but because I had to. Okay, I put myself in that position where I had to act a different way. Instead of act accordingly, I had to act accordingly to my position in life now. Okay, and quietly as it's kept, man, without saying too much or deterring anyone, I'm gonna tell you, man, it was a great decision. It was a great decision. Okay, so now let's get to the spiel of what happens when you get out of prison. Not necessarily just for me, but for everyone. And I'm gonna tell you from my experiences. You need to get a jale. When you get out of prison, the first thing you do is go check in with your parole officer, right? And the first thing they're going to tell you is maintain a job. And there's a reasoning behind that, maintaining a job. 2 things. 1, it's going to put some feria on your pocket, right? So that way you're able to live, because nowadays money talks, and all that other bullshit walks. So if you don't have paper in your life, I don't know what you're living for, right? Go out there and get your money. And that's what they want you to do. Become a productive member of society. Become a taxpayer. Do whatever the fuck they want you to do. So, number 1 is a jale. Go get you one, right? And the other reasoning behind that is it keeps you off them calles, man. If you get a job that you actually like, you're ready to go in the morning. So, let me lace up these boots, Holmes. You know what I mean? Roll that mattress up. Well, you ain't in the pin no more. I ain't, right? And you go to your job, and you start to get in on the team effort of your coworkers, and you're working, you're making feria, eventually you get you a Jaina, have your children, and you're living, man. You're actually living. That's the reasoning behind getting a job. But there's other options out there, Not necessarily do you have to go get a jale. I've had a primo, man. He did a lot of CYA time, and he got out, man, and he learned from my experiences and other primos' experiences that Charlie, man, he wasn't trying to go to the county jail. He wasn't trying to go to prison. He was going to skip all that. So hey, can I skip that? I think so. Will I still be firme? I can't call it. Fuck it then, right? And he decided to go to the armed services. He decided to enlist. Novato became a Marine. Orale, shout out to Artie. He decided to become a Marine, right? And guess how he grew up? Guess what happened to him in the end? Sasuke, that vato owns a ranch in North Carolina with horses. Oh my, a badass old lady and about 6 kids. He's doing it, right? Big old house. I go over there for barbecues. I'm like, damn, bro. He was like, should have joined the Marines, right? He's all fucking serio now. But his life changed. And see, a lot of people don't think that they have those opportunities. They think because they get a few tattoos, because they went to prison or juvenile hall or camps or wherever the case that they went, that doors are close to them. Well, Sasuke, you never know what's behind the door unless you fucking knock, puto. Sas. Right? You never know what can open for you. Never get down on yourself and think that you can't achieve just because you have a past. You also have a future. Okay? Sasuke, this is for the raza, homie. You know, everyone dwells on their past. Well, Sasuke, when I was young, a little mocoso, Holmes, I was out there, don't, getting it. Yeah, well, we all were, Holmes. But guess what? Everybody is different in life. I noticed the ones, there's haves and there's have-nots, Vato. And the ones that had, that's because they work hard for it, Holmes. They don't take no for an answer. There is no chale. They can't even spell that. They go in for the win, in for the kill, Holmes, and they're trying to proceed to the next level of being a man, being a fucking productive person, right? Having some feria, stacking some bank, getting some loot, Vato, some paper in their life. You know what I mean? And then the ones that are the have-nots are the ones like Charlie Holmes. It's because I have a tattooed teardrop. They're not gonna believe me that my emotions are that I'm crying. What they're not, no, they're probably not. That's why you don't tell them that. What the? So you turn it on them, right? And what you do is you tell, hey, what's that teardrop? You ever did time? So I'm elated. Why are you elated? I'm just so happy I'm getting this job. I've always, oh man, for real? No, for fakes, but you know, hey, you got to do what you have to do to get what you need to get, right? I've seen a lot of people do it, man. I've seen a lot of people with dreams, with aspirations, with goals, bro, that you would never think could make it out the barrio, make it out of the hood, make it off the calles, make it out of that fucking motel. Orale, cucaracha. Make it out of that dirty ass motel room, man. They've done it from nothing. Let me tell you a story. I had a homegirl, right? And this homegirl was cool. She was cool people's, man. I always remember she was the type of homegirl that no matter what you were doing out there on the streets, no matter what, you can knock on her door 1, 2 in the morning. She'll open that fucking door, let you in, let you take a shower at her pad, feed you homes, let you sleep. Maybe, but sometimes good. You just never, it just depends how you look that night, you know, how many days you've been up. But she was that type of homegirl. She was very cool, you know, just a righteous person, a good-hearted person. But she had her demons. She had her flaws. You know, she liked to tend to it every once in a while. And she basically would get on a mission. And everybody knew this, man, but everyone respected and cared for her enough because of the good-heartedness and the nature of her that no one really spoke on it. But one day she had a nervous breakdown. I just happened to be there. Sasuke was cold that night, right? And we were chopping it up, and she was like, hey, you know, what should I do with myself, right? And she was asking the wrong person, because at that time, quietly as it's kept, I was out there wiggling, right? Not that I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet, but that's what I was doing in my life at that particular time. But of course, me being the type of person I am, the gun, you know, always willing to help other people out, even before myself, I sat down and I said, you should go back to school and shit. You know what I mean? These are things that I had heard that people had told me, and instead of utilizing them for my own benefit, I was paying them forward to the next person, right? You should go to escuela, man. Go to school and go back. Well, I was thinking it was going in one big old ear and coming out the other one, right? And quietly as it kept, I was just tired. So I just needed to go to sleep so I could wake up in the morning and go out there and make some more fadia. I wasn't tripping. And she did it. She went to school. She became a nurse's assistant. She became a nurse. Behind is a doctor now. Okay? Now, can I get my shot, right? Simone, fool, yeah, you can. She's still a good friend, still the same OG, still the same righteous one, right? Only she got her shit together, and she thanks me all the time for it. If it wasn't that talk we had that night, what talk we had that night? You don't remember? Was that one night when? No, it was another night. That night when you were, no, another one. Well, damn, how many nights did we have, right? Anyways, quietly as it's kept without being funny, man, she got her shit together. If she could do it, and she was at the end of the road, orderly boys to men, at the very end of the road, and she strived and achieved. Now she has a big old house, a husband, a few kids, man, a good job. She's a fucking doctor, right? Driving in a BMW and shit. She did it. I myself had to come to some type of conclusion in my own mental, like, damn, just because I've been in prison and YA my whole life and out there gang banging and with the homeboys and striving doesn't mean that I can't be a productive member of society. I can't get a good highlight, you know? And I did. You know, there's a lot of opportunities out there, but you have to want it and you have to go out there and get it. No one's going to do it for you. Now, every once in a while in life, you're going to get some hookup. You're going to get some help. Sasuke, you might have a primo that got to go to solid. Hey, Sasuke, come over here, put in your application. I got you, Holmes. I got you covered like a state blanket. It itches, but it's warm, right? They're going to hook you up. But you can't depend on no one else but yourself because, yeah, he can get you in the door, but it's what you do when you're in there is what counts, right? You know, every job that I get, I go in there like a fucking savage, like a beast, bro. I remember one time I was doing this bar work, this iron work. I've been in the iron industry for a long time, man, dealing with metal, right? And I was doing these bars, and my boss came and he was like, damn, look at this fool getting it. And I looked at him, I said, motherfucker, I haven't even started yet, right? And he was like, God damn, this dude's a monster, right? That was my attitude. If I didn't know how to do it, I was going to learn how to do it. And I was going to do it the best possible. I was going to go out there and really work. It's because I had that mentality. I strived so long as an elite soldado for the Norte, striving with the homeboys, man, going out there doing whatever was asked of me, whatever I needed to do. At the end of the day, bro, if I can't strive for myself, what kind of fucking degenerate ass man am I, right? I strive for other gente. I strive for the cause and for the people around me. Well, guess what? I was one of those people. So now it's time to strive for myself, for my familia, for my children that are dependent upon the gun. You know what I mean? So, Sasuke, Dad, what? I want a Nintendo 64. Well, Sasuke, I did too when I was little. I never got it, but you will. You know what I mean? You got to go out there and get it. Now, I'm not trying to detour anyone from any point in your life you're at right now. Man, if you're about that, hey, Bangladesh, you're out there with your thing, homes, with on some skin tight, whatever the case may be, at what point in life you're in, I'm just saying, heed the word, kick back for a minute and listen, right? You got 5 minutes of your day, chop it up with the gun, kick on back, homes, and let this stick to your mente that practice doesn't make perfect, but it makes permanent, right? That's a thing that I heard. If you don't know how to do something, go out there and just do it repeatedly, bro. Learn. It's always good to learn trades, skills. Open the... Sasuke, you're always on your phone anyway. Orale, looking at TikTok. Orale, dog face, right? Fuck dog face. Trip out on this, homes. Look at the motherfucking Google and Google, how do I learn a trade, right? And you never know what could pop up. Maybe something that sparks a fucking flame. Maybe there's something in particular you always wondered if you could do, I get a lot of vatos in my DMs. Hey, gun, how do you do welding? Hey, gun, is there any opportunities for ex-convicts? There's a lot of opportunities for ex-convicts, bro. But as being an ex-convict, most of us think down upon ourselves, man. Yeah, Sasuke, when we're out there with the homeboys, bug 'em. We're kicking on back, Sasuke. We're the shit, homes, medals. You know what I mean? On some straight cholo status, you know what I mean? If you should lose me, we're kicking back. Oh yeah, we're the one. But in the late night when all the homeboys go home and we're looking at Pornhub, you know what I mean? Chale, bro. Do something productive with yourself. Stop thinking beneath, home. Stop thinking low of yourself. Have some self-esteem. See, I've had a lot of homeboys that have different problems. I myself had a problem. I was institutionalized, you know what I mean? Sasuke, when I woke up in the morning, what's for chow? What do you mean, what's for chow? Motherfucker, you mean what's for breakfast? Yeah, I mean, what's for breakfast, right? Things of that nature. Institutionalized. Hey, check it out. Telling my honey, hey, I'm going to jump in the playa right now. You know what I mean? Make sure no one... Ponte trucha. She was like, son of a... Just go take a shower. Orale, where's my chanclas? Just stupid things like that because I was institutionalized. And it took me a long time to get over it. And because of that, I had this mentality where, Charlie, man, I ain't going to go applying there. They're going to tell me no. I had a no complex. The complex of being told no all the time, right? I couldn't take it. Sasuke, ain't no one going to tell me no, right? Pero if the big homeboy, I said, hey, Sasuke, can we smoke frajos on the yarda? No. Okay. Then it was cool. But if some fucking, some white dude in a suit told me no, oh, what's up, puto, right? Charlie, man, I had the wrong mentality. No is no, and that's okay. Because someone's going to say yes. And in life, there's plenty of opportunity and plenty of different doors. You just have to fucking knock. I told you. Sasuke, don't knock and run away. Sasuke, knock and stand your ground. You never know who's going to be on the other side of that door and let you in. Okay? And then once you're in, man, be the man that you really are and strive. And I promise you, Sasuke, your dreams can come true. You got to use delayed gratification skills in life to obtain the things you want. You're not going to get everything you want right off the rip, right off the bat, and that's cool, homes. You have to humble yourself and know that eventually you're going to get what you want. I've gotten everything that I've wanted in life. Not everything yet. Yet is the key word. But I'm striving there. I'm going that direction, right? And so I get a lot of DMs and a lot of people asking me, well, what happens after prison, Gunner? What's the mentality after prison? Everybody is different in life. I can tell you what happened to me, what happened for me, but I can't tell you what's going to happen for you. All I can say is there's a lot of opportunity and you got to make it happen. Don't ever think that vatos are not willing to game you up and help you. There's a lot of people that are. You just have to inquire. But that's a fucking good word right there. Inquire. You know what I mean? Go out there and make some calls. Just, you got a phone anyways. And chale, Holmes, I'm not call this Jaina. She gets good mamons. Yeah, I'm sure she'll give you a minas mamada, but at the end of the day, bro, you need to get a little feria because she's going to want Taco Bell after. Or even before. You know what I mean? That's because she's going to hit you with that fucking Mexican pizza one time. Look, I just thought it would be a good subject to touch on because I see a lot of people, I've met people. Look at on a convict's perspective, they had the doctor, I don't know his name right off the top, that used to be he's a former Nuestra Familia member. He became a damn doctor, Holmes. He went through a lot of hardship, a lot of incarceration, using drogas, whatever he went through, man. And he fucking struggled and strived and became a doctor of all things, bro. Like I said, my homegirl's a damn doctor. I can't believe it. You know what I mean? Sasuke, I got heart surgery today. Sasuke, you ain't got enough heart to do heart surgery. Simon, puto, right? This is what it is. When you set your goals, you can meet them. You can excel. Anybody could do it. It's out there. The pattern's out there for everyone. The recipe's out there. You just got to learn it, man. Throw it on the stove and let it bubble. At the end of the day, it's what you make of it. People get out of prison and they're scared. That's common. They're scared of what's going on around them, especially in the world we live on today. There's a lot going on. It changes. It's different. You might feel that if you don't have that certain look, the doors are closed to you. If you don't have that certain, mentality or education, or you don't talk a certain way, so I can't never be no doctor, pero because I got a big old whip. Well, guess it, trim it, vato. You know what I mean? If that's what you think is hindering you. Change up your style a little bit. Change up your speech pattern, your flow. Learn new words. Educate one's mind. You're supposed to anyways, You might as well utilize it for something that's beneficial to you, not necessarily to the people, because I'm going to tell you right now, you're one small piece of the puzzle of the cause of the people. And if you're doing good, that means it's a good reflection on them, and that means they're doing good. So in the end, everybody's a winner. Okay? But most of all, first and foremost, should be you and your familia. Because if you don't do it for yourself, Holmes, no one's going to do it for them. And if no one does it for them, what does that make you feel like? That's the real piece of shit. You feel me? I'm just being totally honest. Anyways, I thought this was something I could touch on. There's a lot of programs, look it up. Use Google for the benefits of yourself. And go out there and have that right mentality. Remember, there's a lot of people out there that are righteous, just citizens, bro. They ain't never been locked up. They don't know nothing about that. That ain't even on their mind. Sounds good. That ain't even in their game plan. They're out there working, striving. You don't got to let them know what you've been through. If you meet a good homeboy at work and you guys start chopping it up, and you'll probably blow his mental with some of the fucking war stories you got in some places that you've been and the struggles you've been through, But that is at its individual time, Holmes. That comes whenever you guys are at a bar, kicking back, drinking, you guys chopping it up, and then he's like, God damn, I didn't know that, dude. Son of a bitch, you were in Folsom, right? That's how it be going down. Anyways, I hope that all the gente, man, get something out of this, pick something out of this. If you don't, that's cool. At the end of the day, man, it's all about striving, struggling, and achieving, moving fast with a purpose. That's called hustling for your familia. And unite the raza, man. As a people, man, a very strong, prideful people. Warriors, Holmes. We can get it. We can make it, man. Can't no one get us down but ourselves, bro. That's what we've done over the years continuously, Dissension, man, is what they want. It's what they want, right? No, come together as a gente, man, and do your thing. We can make it. Anyways, the gun, you know what it is already. Bang, bang. And in that fashion, without the lentes.